everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Good for you.
Welcome to the very first episode of 2020's One That Got Away, and of course, if you're new to my channel, first of all, let me just say welcome. It's a pleasure to have you, and for all of you returning, I'm sure you're excited for me to talk about some of the movies that I should have seen in the theaters last year, but because of the fact that I just didn't have the interest or the time or the money, I decided to wait until they were available for streaming or on demand, and I got an opportunity to watch them and give you guys a review. So, the funny thing about this movie that we're talking about today, which is the M. Night Shyamalan film Glass, starring Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, Anna Taylor-Joy, James McAvoy, and Sarah Paulson, this was actually a movie that was in my 20 most anticipated films of 2019. But when I started seeing what people were saying about this movie, whether it was professional critics or members of the YouTube film critics community, I was really surprised by how disappointed everybody was, and the movie just fell off my radar. That and the fact that Dragon Ball Super Broly was actually playing in a theater near me, so I chose to go see that movie instead, and yes, I had a blast with that movie. So, Glass, of course, is the third installment in a trilogy that M. Night Shyamalan fans didn't see coming. We had Unbreakable way back in the early 2000s, and Bruce Willis gave us an amazing performance along with Samuel L. Jackson with Unbreakable, the story which wraps a lot of comic book mythos into it, which was really cool. But then we got the movie Split, starring James McAvoy and Anna Taylor-Joy, which was the story about a man who captures a whole bunch of girls, and he is this guy that has so many crazy personalities within him, as well as one that is known as the Beast, which practically turns him into a bloodthirsty killer with animal instincts and basically a true maniac. But the thing about Split was the twist that we got, the patented M. Night Shyamalan twist, which basically told us that Split was the sequel to Unbreakable. So Glass was basically how we were going to tie all of these characters and this story together. So basically, Bruce Willis, his character, who now takes on the alias of the Overseer, is foiling crimes, and one of the crimes that he is trying to stop is what's going on with James McAvoy's character, who also goes by the alias of the Beast. They encounter each other. They then get captured, and they are put into a mental institution where it just happens to be where Elijah Glass, who is played by Samuel L. Jackson, is also there in a catatonic state. We then are introduced to a woman who is played by Sarah Paulson, who is one of the doctors of the mental institution, who is basically trying to get into their heads and say, you may think that you have superpowers, but none of you truly do. There's no such thing as superheroes. And basically throughout this movie, we see what's going on with these three specific men, and how in the end they lash out with their superpowers only to be encountering something that they really didn't think that they were going to encounter. But that's basically what the story is. For me personally, anticipations were gone, and now I finally saw this movie, and I'm with everybody else. This was one of the biggest letdowns. This movie was stale. This movie was boring. Even though I really liked the comic book stuff that happens throughout the film, because I'm a big comic book reader, just started recently collecting again and reading so many great stories. It was great to hear the whole concepts of the hero, of the villain, of the stories, of the origins, etc., etc., but this movie was just so bad, and it really upset me because of the fact that this is the third installment of two movies that really are good. Unbreakable and Split are such good movies, and the fact that M. Night Shyamalan had the ability to really tie them all together in a perfect finishing package, and he just really falls short. Even though I will admit, the twist, it was an interesting and creative twist, but it was probably the most predictable twist I've ever seen in one of his films. I mean, the minute that Sarah Paulson shows her face in this film and what she's trying to accomplish, I just said to myself, she's it. She's the twist. I mean, how did she know about putting all of these specific things in each of their individual cells for the sake of weeding out their weaknesses? How did she know that? Clearly there was something that she knew that no one else around them knew. And then when we finally see the twist, it was like, oh, okay, I thought it was just one person. I didn't know that it was more than just one person, but yeah, it made so much more sense. There was no true surprises here, and at the end of the day, I was just left unsatisfied entirely. The acting itself is also nothing special. I mean, these are great actors, and they gave me amazing performances in the two films that came before this. Even Anna Taylor-Joy didn't really do much for me, and I'm really excited to see her in the New Mutants this year, but what an upsetting film, and I just don't know what it is about M. Night Shyamalan. He knows how to hit those marks so well, but he doesn't seem to know how to do it as often as he should. And the fact that he knew that people love Unbreakable and love Split, you would expect Glass to be that truly epic finale. Did he mean to disappoint? Is he someone that just likes to string people along with a carrot and then just bash them with a stick across the face? I don't know. But Glass was bad, guys. I'm not really a big fan of it, and it just was so upsetting. I would just love to watch Unbreakable every now and again and Split every now and again. I don't own those movies, and I have no intentions to, and the same, unfortunately, will go for Glass. I don't want to see that movie again. I don't want to have it on DVD, and basically because of what that movie is and how it just fails on so many levels, it takes so much away from the two films that came before it. But if you like M. Night Shyamalan, if you want to see this story come to a close, then yes, please do, because that's basically what does happen at the end. If anything, the story officially comes to a close, at least I think it does, at least around the characters that we have grown to know over the past 2 decades. So that's it, everybody. I'm going to be giving Glass a 1.5 stars out of 4. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss Glass, and I will see you in the next one that got away. Take care. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.